mattress. Home to sleep, designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak, they listen. Couldn't find the social fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true, cause you look like the opposition. Run it up, greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. Someone tell the risk I was never at the hit. I would never get the...
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
From the 31, Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ronnie, 15 line. Hey, Steve 6. Hard. Spike.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Set up, 50, plant. We want this. Gone. Be driven.
A quick throw complete to Chark. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Out of bounds at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ready up.
48 to Mike. Here we go, D. All day. Defense, all day. Kill.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Here we go. 10-2 stop. 5.
Get ready. Get ready. Mike 48. Mike 48.
Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball.
Hey, alert 48.
Ready.
Second and 3. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A gain of 13. It's a first down. They'll give it to Mixon. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. Mixon trying to punch it in. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Stonewalled on second down. Now let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal from the 2.
Wide. Get wide.
Yep. Go out. Hey, lock it.
Turn up. Check 3.
Get it.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Hey, box truck.
Right, let's go. Hey, Mike's 50.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he completes it to Cohen. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there limiting that and keeping him from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right, number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
Watch the curve.
Hey, wahoo!
Yo, 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 go, go. Look at me. Go, go. Slow. No. Yo, 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 cheetah.
On 1st and 10, Dahl. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it, and he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Let's go now. 8, read. Let's go, Z. Go. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Rock it.
2nd and 6. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Incomplete. Coverage on the play by Kyle Fuller.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I got Topper. Check. Hey, Haywood. Check. Look, squeeze. Check. Watch the eye. Look, flash. Snap.
On 3rd down, Dahl. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That's excellent.
Get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
They'll start things on first with Tariq Cohen. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to punt the ball. They've done so with that first run.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
First down.
So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
I got 15.
Watch the slant.
Right, let's go. Hey, 2.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Like 15.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. That is caught by Cohen. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. What we got?
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. First down, a run with Cohen. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
At the 45-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Hey, Charlie.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. He'll return it from the 6. Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing on first down. Dahl. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, Dahl. His throw incomplete. DJ Chark the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Watch the backer. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Throwing again. Dahl. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
Pilot, 64, weak, hard, hard. Hey, echo.
To throw on third down, Dahl. And that is incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return is Cohen. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Alpha.
Mike's 15.
Here we go.
Here's Darnold. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Vita Vea in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. Hey. Watch it. Watch it.
Go out. Hey, lock it.
Check. Press now.
Back to throw. Dahl. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Smooth.
48 Mike. Pick me up.
Bam. Look at me. Go. Hey. Hey, team 6.
48 to Mike. Here we go.
To throw again. Dahl. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Let's go. 30 base. Rock it.
Check 50. Check 50.
Five.
Twist. Let's go.
On first down, Dahl. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bears' 46-yard line.
Ready.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, Armstead. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Check 48.
Hey, box truck.
Mike 48.
Look, squeeze.
Here we go. Check.
Leo. Now.
On 1st and 10, Dahl. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the safety creep.
They try again with Cohen. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ready? 18 Gator. Hey, wahoo!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, Sam off. Hey, Haywood. Ready?
From the gun, Dahl. Got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down. Mixon with a first down carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Switch.
Looking to throw on second down. Dahl. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Daniels that time, and that takes us from second to third down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, Charlie. Hard. Check curls. Kill.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. This is Josh Lambo. He hit from 57 a year ago. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Miles Jack there to make the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Cohen. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The Bears on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, Delta. 15 the mark. I got 15.
Now Darnold. Oh, good move. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15. They'll run on 1st down. Cohen. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Darnold now to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he slides to avoid the hit. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. On 1st and 10, Darnold. Eluding the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminated.
They run. This is Cohen. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Able to find Shaheen, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Dancing, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold got his man complete over the middle. It's Cohen. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. He'll look to throw. He's got his tight end, Burton, and they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up for 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackle.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
On the ready.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Shift. Watch the shift. Watch. Hey, exit. Bang, 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 bang.
Throwing again. Dahl. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Check 45. Back up. Check 45 to Mike. You're out. Slam. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Dahl. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here comes Cohen. Now, a nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 42-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They can still get into field goal range, partner. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. Find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable. That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range.
And the Bears first down.
Man, 80.
On first down, they go right back to Cohen. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Running back, and he's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Chicago.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. His first attempt of the night here, and it's a big one. It's for the win. And he missed it. It's no good. And a costly one there, as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside, or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
44 is the mic. Hey, echo. Here we go. 44 is the mic.
Darnold, his first throw in overtime. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Bravo.
Mike's 15.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
And part 1 is done, now part 2. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. The first throw for the backup Foles. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey, Alpha. Recon, 132 fighter. Stand. 10. Under 10. 10. Check 37. Check 37. Fire.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Go.
Don't get nervous.
Check 26. Check 26. Check 45.
Operating from the gun. Dahl looking deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Here's Logan Cook now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Vita Vea, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Back to throw, Darnold, escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 15. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back.
90 Wolf. Smooth. Look, squeeze.
Check it back.
Leo. Hey, Sam off.
He's coming. We got double up.
Get it.
Throwing on first down. Dahl. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, fighting his way into the backfield. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back.
Ready.
The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's second and 20.
Hard.
Safety's creeping.
Gone.
Kill.
Five.
Back to throw. Dahl. incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Incomplete. Coverage on the play by Kyle Fuller.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, foxtrot. Let's go.
From the gun, Dahl. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
It's now fourth down.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on fourth down.
That's going to be a long day. You're out.
On fourth down, Dahl. Trying to lay one up deep. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Jaguars, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's loss number 3 for them on the year. And they'll get a chance